Do you believe in monsters? Not the ones from fairy tales or the kind you dress up as during Halloween, but the kind that live in shadows, hiding just out of sight. Waiting? Most people laugh when I ask that question. But let me tell you this. If you don't believe in monsters now, by the end of this story, you will, and you'll wish you never doubted. Before I continue, I want you to do something for me. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because tonight's story will stay with you long after the video ends. Trust me, you don't want to miss the nightmares that follow. And if you're brave enough, leave a comment telling me which part gave you chills. Now let's begin. My name is Charlie. I'm a nurse. But not the kind of nurse you're thinking about. I don't work in a hospital or a clinic or even a normal nursing home. No. I work at Grimley's home for retired monsters. And yes, when I say monsters, I mean exactly what you think. Vampires, werewolves, witches. Things you've only seen in old movies or read about in books. They're real. They exist. And when they grow old, when they get tired of hunting and haunting, they come here. To Grimley's. I still remember the first time I told my parents where I was working. My mom thought I was joking. My dad asked if it was some kind of amusement park. When I explained it wasn't a joke, they stopped laughing. They told me to quit. They begged me. But I didn't. Because once Grimley's chooses you, you don't really get to say no. The home itself is a huge, crumbling building, perched on the edge of town like it's been watching everything for centuries. The paint is peeling, the windows are always fogged over, and at night the halls groan like the building itself is alive. That's because it is. Well, in a way. But we'll get to that. There's a reason this place exists. A dark story that most people in town whisper about but never dare to confirm. They say Mr. Grimley, the founder, once made a deal with something in New Orleans. Not a man, not a woman, but a demon. He promised the demon something, I don't know what, and in return the demon gave him the power to create this home. A place where monsters could come to rest. Some say the deal is still active. Some say Grimley himself never died. I don't ask questions. Now here's the important part. If you ever get a job at Grimley's, and I pray you never do, there are rules, strict rules. Break them, and you won't last long. Rule 1. Never polish the silver when the werewolves are awake. You'd think this one is obvious, right? Everyone knows werewolves and silver don't mix. But let me tell you, when the full moon hits and those old wolves are pacing the halls, smelling blood and memory, the last thing you want is the scent of freshly polished silver drifting through the air. It drives them wild. They'll tear through walls just to get to it. One nurse forgot once. I don't know what was left of him, but I know we never found his shoes. Rule 2. Always offer candy to the vampire in the crawl space. Yes, there's a vampire here, but he's different. Old, shriveled, too weak to drink blood the way he used to. Now he only asks for candy. Doesn't matter what kind. Lollipops, chocolate bars, hard candy. He doesn't care. Just make sure you give him some. If you don't, he gets hungry. And when he gets hungry, he remembers what real blood tastes like. I've seen what happens when a nurse forgets. All I'll say is candy is cheaper than funerals. Rule 3. Never, and I mean never, accept tea from the witches. They'll offer. They'll smile. They'll act like sweet old ladies, but the tea isn't tea, it's something else. A spell, a poison, a curse. I don't know. All I know is the one new guy who drank it spent the rest of his shift talking in voices that weren't his own. By morning, he was gone. His uniform was still folded neatly on the chair. No one ever saw him again. Rule 4. Avoid room 12 if there's a card game going on. You'll hear it. Laughter, shuffling, voices calling you in. But don't go. The residents in room 12 don't play for chips or cash. They play for pieces of you. A finger, a tooth, your breath, your shadow. And once you sit at that table, you can't leave until you've given something up. One nurse lost the color of his eyes. Another lost his heartbeat. He still walks the halls, but he's pale, empty. Don't make that mistake. And then there's Rule 5, the most important one of all. Never go near room 32. That's where the Boogeyman lives. Yes, the real Boogeyman. Parents use his name to scare their kids into behaving, but here, he's real. You can hear him sometimes, scratching at the door, whispering your name through the cracks. I don't know what he looks like, and I don't want to know. Nobody who's opened that door has ever come back. The head nurse says the Boogeyman is the reason the deal was made in the first place. Grimley needed a place to keep him locked away. I believe her. Now you might be wondering why I'm telling you all this. Why share these secrets? Because tonight I'm orienting a new nurse. And the truth is, I don't know if he'll make it. He's young, cocky, doesn't believe in monsters. He laughs at the rules. And that's the problem. People who laugh at the rules never last long here. Already I've seen him polishing the silver while the wolves are restless. I've seen him wave off the vampire's requests for candy. And worst of all, I saw him pause outside room 32. His hand was on the doorknob. The whispers on the other side grew louder. They were calling his name. I pulled him away just in time, but I don't know if I'll be fast enough next time. So, if you're still listening, remember this. Monsters are real. They grow old, just like us. They retire just like us. But they never lose their hunger. They never forget what they are. And if you ever find yourself walking down the halls of Grimley's, keep your eyes open, keep your candy ready, and for God's sake, never go near room 32. Now tell me, would you survive a single night at Grimley's? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to hear more true stories like this one, because I have plenty more to tell. But be warned, each story I share makes it harder to sleep at night. The choice is yours. Stay safe, stay out of the dark, and remember, the Boogeyman is always listening.